All right. Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by saying, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Holoyim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who were well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that's scattered abroad. Akim and the Akwat that's listening in. Yahweh Rakazah, Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shawab Mwam back at you with another lesson. And also Shabbat Shalom, all right, because we are in the Yom Kippur, all right, which is the Day of Atonement, all right, and hopefully everybody's atonement is going well. And may the brothers continue to be raised up in knowledge and wisdom, all right, and be cleansed of our sins. And may the Lord continue to bless us with more faith and endurance for the times that are to come, right? But yeah, going into this lesson, it's just going to be a little quick lesson, a quick update on this Rice Krispie treat, all right? I'm going to run into my Slack here. Give me 1 second. I don't know what the hell just popped up here. I don't know what the hell that is. I've never seen that on my computer ever. Slacky, hold on. I don't know what the hell. I must have just pressed something. No, I can take them down. All these widgets came out all of a sudden. That's all right. So going, let me jump into my Instagram real quick. Screen share. Let's go here. All right. So this is what I want to get into, which I posted this up earlier. All right. And basically, I wrote, it will all start off with ID and gradually, meaning gradualism, all right, turn to a physical brand upon the skin. The hour of temptation is among us. All roads lead to the Rice Krispie treat, which we already know what that is, MOTB, all right. They're adapting you to a cashless society so you can think it's normal and they can gain your trust. And with the lying tongue they have, they will make it sound great with all their power, leading you to your own doom. All right. And that's exactly what the government's going to do. The government's going to make everything sound convenient. All right. But at the end of the day, we know that this devil, all right, we are not ignorant to his devices, like the scriptures say. All right. Lest Satan shall get advantage of you. All right. That we are not ignorant to Satan's devices. All right, because we know that this devil, we can't trust him for not even a second. All right, tells you that in Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, 10th verse. All right, never trust thine enemy. All right, as a matter of fact, let's grab that. 1 second. Shalom, Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Barakatah. Beautiful lesson out there on them highways, brother. Let me present this one right here. I hate that I gotta do this every time. Yeah, let me grab it from here. So, oops, it's locked here. This is Ecclesiasticus 12, and 10. All right. And it says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. All right, yeah, because they're accustomed to do wickedness, man. They're used to doing wickedness, and that's all these devils know. So no matter what he does, his mentality is always going to be mischief. All right. That's why the Lord said that he hates those that are quick to run to mischief. Okay. And it says, set him not by thee, lest when he has overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Never let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? Yeah, because at the end of the day, we're not going to pity anybody that ends up following in the ways of the society, when we're constantly on the highways and hedges telling you over and over not to follow this devil, man. We're telling you what the Lord has written in these scriptures, man, that was going to happen in these last days. All right. And we are given that knowledge and wisdom. All right. Lord willing, we those men, all right, to be able to go out there and prepare our people for the battle, man. Prepare our people for the destruction that's coming upon America. All right. So when a person gets bitten by a snake, all right, because that's what this devil is, the serpent. He literally goes all the way back to the serpent in the garden. All right. He's a sly, treacherous guy, man. He's all about deceit. All right. So once you get bitten by a serpent, all right, this damn devil that we constantly had told you about, why would we feel bad for you, man? If the warning and the message was put out, all right, through the Spirit of the Lord, you didn't take heed of it when it was given on to you. All right. So it says, for a while, Salakia, it says, so one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? Yeah, and that's why the Lord is going to end up giving these 2/3 into the hands of their oppressors, man. And they're going to end up being lined up, and they're going to end up taking the Rice Krispie treat, all right, because they're sinners and they're defiled with his sins. They love the pleasure, all right, that they have of all these sins that this devil puts upon our people, man, because all these sins come from this damn devil, all right? He's the one that took peace from the earth. He's the one that turned everything upside down. All right. So is the more you walk in the ways of the society, you're just part of that image. All right, that they want you to push out there to the rest of the people. All right. So when you get bitten by that serpent, we're not gonna feel bad for you. There's gonna be no pity, man. All right. The Lord is not a respect of persons. All right. So if we are in the same spirit that the Lord is, man, then we're not worried about you. Okay. So it says, for a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. Yeah, because that he's gonna sound great. He's gonna sound convenient when he's telling you, the new world order is being put into place, and this is gonna happen, and you can benefit from it here and there. Okay, but he's really not your friend. As a matter of fact, let's grab that real quick. I believe that's Ecclesiastes, the 4th chapter. Or it might be the 6th chapter. Yeah, it is the 6th chapter. Give me a second. Yep. It says, let's go from, I'll start at 1, 6 and 1. It says, instead of a friend, become not an enemy, for thereby thou shalt inherit an ill name, shame, and reproach. Even so shall a sinner that has a double tongue. All right. And you being, those that are following after the ways of Esau, every single one of them are double-minded, man. All right, they don't know what they really want. One day they want to be a good person. The next day they want to be fulfilled in their sins and the lust of things. All right. It says, extol not thyself in the counsel of thine own heart, that thy soul be not torn in pieces as a bull straying alone. All right, this is why you need Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, because without the Lord, man, you are straying alone. All right. And what happens when what happens in the jungle, or in out there in Africa, when the animals are running wild. All right. When usually you see like lions and hyenas, and they'll basically attack a herd, right? When they see that there's a weakness in it, they'll see one that's running, straying alone, is all the way in the back of the herd. All right. And what happens? They end up being taken, all right, and torn into pieces. It's the same thing with us. All right. Yeah, that's why you have to stay in connection with the Lord, and you have to stay in the loop. All right. So you know what's going on at all times. All right. But this is my point that I really wanted. It said on the 7th verse, it says, if thou will get a friend, prove him first, be not hasty to credit him. And like we just said, this devil's going to come with convenience. He's going to come with sweet lips. All right. But he is not your friend, man, because there are some that are there for the moment. All right. Like it's about to tell you right here, for their own occasion, but they're not going to be there in the day of trouble. All right. So this devil can never be your friend. So it says, if thou wouldst get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. Yeah, that's how America is, man. Especially these 2/3, these people that love their oppressor. They're quick to try to credit this devil of his works and all his bullshit, but they're not quick to credit Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, they'll be friends with this devil, but don't want to be friends of the prophets. Don't want to be friends of Yahweh Shai. Okay, so it says, if thou wouldst get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of trouble. And there is a friend who, being turned to enmity and strife, will discover thy reproach. Okay, again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of affliction. All right. Let's grab 13. It says, separate thyself from thine enemies and take heed of thy friends. A faithful friend is a strong defense, and he that has found such an one has found the treasure. And who's the true friend, man? Yahweh Shai. This word is your true friend. Okay. The Lord said that he maketh his friends prophets, man. All right. He said that we are his friends. So it says, a faithful friend is a strong defense, which will be what? The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous man runneth into it and is safe. All right. And he that has found such an one has found the treasure. Nothing does countervail, Salakia, a faithful friend, and his excellency is invaluable. A faithful friend is the medicine of life, and they that fear the Lord shall find him. See, because the Lord's going to direct your steps to who you need to be around, who you need to be acquainted with, who you need to surround yourself with. All right. And us being in this truth, we are to surround ourselves, all right, with those in this truth. All right. Let's grab 2 Corinthians real quick. 2 Corinthians 6:14. All right. And it says, Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers, for what fellowship has righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion has light with darkness? All right, let's grab 17. And it says, wherefore come out from among them and be ye separate. Meaning what? To be separate means to be holy, man. Saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. Okay, so the Lord will receive us for separating ourselves from among these damn heathens and everything else that's around this side that's unclean. Okay, let me go back to real quick. Stop this recording, and now let's go back to. Oh, actually, I had to do it that way. Slack. I hate that I have to do this every time. I think there was a way. I was looking at it the other day, though, that it works. All right, so going back, it says Bill Gates launches mandatory You already MOTB, Rice Krispie Treat Digital ID System. All right, which I put a couple of different ones. All right, just to prove that this is what's being said everywhere. Bill Gates declares everyone on Earth must prove their identity using his global digital ID system. All right. This is a tweet he had said the other day. 850 million people lack ID that proves their identity. As a result, they're shut out of a lot of services that could change their lives. All right. That's why I'm so excited about MOSIP and an open technology that could dismantle barriers worldwide. G20 India. Okay. What is MOSIP? MOSIP's role in digital public infrastructure. Gates Foundation explains, which that was an article I was reading early, but that was a long ass article. I'm not even gonna bring that article up, but you could bring it. You could type this right in Google and it'll come right up. I did grab a little piece of it real quick just to throw it up. It says that MOSIP team hopes that the system will register 1 billion people over the next decade. All right, which we ain't got no decade up in here. That's for damn sure. All right, may all this come to an end this year, man. All right, going into 2024. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation considers digital ID systems, including those created with the help of MOSIP. All right, which I believe when I was reading it, it was going into that's basically what it was. It was a digital public infrastructure. It was basically the infrastructure that set up everything for that MOTB, basically. All right, because they have different DPIs. When I was reading the article in different parts of the world, all right, but there are only so many of them, but they all connect to each other, and the way they're spread out through the map, all right, it only makes sense that it'll be perfectly in line with the whole world. All right, it'll be able to reach out basically throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, so it says the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation considers digital ID systems, including those created with the help of MOSIP, one of the pillars of digital public infrastructure, as it helps to accelerate economic growth. Individuals benefit because they can safely and cheaply conduct transactions. All right, and what's the first thing I think of is First Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, when it says, "When they shall say peace and safety, all right, then sudden destruction come," because they're going to present this as a safe thing for you. All right, it's gonna they're gonna present it as everything around you is gonna be safe. Your info, your money, your kids. All right, but all of that's gonna be a lie, because it's all gonna lead to your destruction. All right, it says, and cheaply conduct transactions. All right, yeah, cheaply conduct transactions. Yeah, they're gonna make it seem like you don't have to pay all this money out no more. Things are cheaper. All right, the scriptures say what? Victual shall be so good, cheap upon the earth. All right, but still growing what with great confusion, sword, famine. Businesses benefit because DPI stimulates the market and gives digital service providers an equal opportunity to compete. See, that's what it does. All right. The way they have this MOSIP set up is basically to give that digital service to all the providers. Okay. Entrepreneurs can use the infrastructure to innovate and launch new businesses. You see how good it sounds? Oh, new jobs, new businesses. All right. It's all bullshit, man. Because at the end of the day, all they want is your body, all right? So they can have total control of you, all right? And by you taking this MOTB, all right, which again, this is going to start with a digital ID first, and eventually it's going to turn into the MOTB, okay? They have to give you gradualism. They have to put this in your face little by little to make you feel like it's okay, like it's normal. All right. The more you see it, the more people are just like, oh man, this is a part of our normal daily basis. All right. But it's there for your destruction, man. Because once you get that put in your body, okay, you there is no repentance for you. Okay. And once you get that, that's showing that you are serving Esau as your God. All right, that's a badge of servitude, man. All right, so going on, it says individuals benefit because they can safely and cheaply conduct transactions. Businesses benefit because DPI stimulates the market and gives digital services providers an equal opportunity to compete. Entrepreneurs can use the infrastructure to innovate and launch new businesses through DPI. An estimated 16 to 19 million micro businesses. All right, this is how you know it's going to all go back to that. You already know the micro C hip. All right. Micro businesses and small businesses globally could gain access to capital. Governments benefit because they can provide essential services to residents and organizations, the organization says. Okay. So you got kind of a little idea of what this MOSIP is. Okay. Now this I was reading this earlier. I'm gonna go into this one real quick, because it was interesting on a couple of things there, which I took a picture of it, a screenshot. All right, because let's go back to what it said. It said what? It said identity in a digital world, because this is the word they're using a lot right now. The identity. They're trying to, we need your identity. We need to know everything about you. Okay, well, this word identity, let me grab real quick. Let me jump in here. Okay, let's go to Revelations, because it's going to come out anyway at one point. All right, let's read Revelations, because this is where it all leads to. Okay, start from Revelations 13 and 14. And he deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. All right, the technologies. All right, and this is one of them right here. Digital IDs is part of their technologies, and people going to be they're going to love what's going to come with those, what the benefits are that come with those IDs. Okay, because they're going to be able to go back to what? To society. They're going to be able to buy, sell. They're going to be able to get whatever they want. Okay. Now, real quick, before I go on. Now, when these digital IDs come out, this is not the MOTB. This is going to lead to it. All right. Because you'll have a question, like people will be like, well, should I take that or not? Listen, if it's not the actual Rice Krispie treat going into your body, going into your hand or into your mind, all right, anything other than that, all right, is you can do it. All right. Yeah, it's part of the society and it's the ways, but we have to be wise as serpents, man. All right, harmless as doves. We got to use our mind in certain things. And until they're telling you that you have to put this mandatory in your hand, okay, that is not the MOTB, because we have IDs now. We don't have digital IDs, but we have IDs running around with our license and birth certificates and things like that. All right, but that's not the MOTB. Okay, but they're showing the reason for this digital ID is to get you used to there is no more cash. It's going to be a cashless society. All right. So once that cashless society is put into place, the only thing you're going to be able to have is a digital ID for the moment. All right. You'll be able to use that, remember the scriptures say use the world, but not abuse the world. All right. So at that moment, you'll be able to use these IDs. But the moment they tell your ass that you got to put this in your right hand or in your forehead, yeah, you already know what time it is, man. All right, you're not worried about it anymore. But let's go back to this Revelations 13 and 14. It says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, the technologies, all right, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. Yeah, because they're just reiterating the revival of the Roman Empire is just reiterating what they used to do back in the day. All right. All they're doing is bringing that same image that they were trying to bring before. All right. But they didn't have a chance to. Now they do. Now they're bringing that image to you, and they want you to worship their image, the ways of this society. Okay. And it says, which had the wound by a sword and did live, And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. All right, yeah, because those that don't partake in this, all right, you're not going to be able to partake in society. You're not going to be able to do the things that everybody else that takes on this image is going to be able to do. All right, you're going to be left out. You're going to feel left out. All right, and that's how it's supposed to be, because the Lord is separating the sheep from the goats. All right, he's separating the righteous from the wicked. All right, and it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, and that no man might buy or sell save he that hath the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. All right, and when you go into that word, all right, that goes into Chi Phi Stigma. All right, 603 score and 6. All right, 666. It goes into Chi Phi Stigma. All right, which it says it's a mark pricked in or branded upon the body. See, showing you that it's an actual physical mark. Not like these bugged out camps are telling you it's a spiritual mark, you know, that it's an embargo, it's white women. It's a million different philosophies going out, man. All right. But it's an actual physical mark, a mark pricked in or branded upon the body. It's going to be branded upon your hand, your right hand, your left hand, no matter what hand. All right. If it's in your body, okay, you're off. You're going off, and there's no repentance for you. Okay, you put the shit in your ass crack if you want. All right, it don't matter. You got it on you. All right, you bow down to the ways of the society, into the God of this world. It says, to ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their masters. You see, because this is what the main thing is about. They want you to be a perpetual slave, man. All right, they want you to be a perpetual slave, and by you putting this in your skin, you are showing that Esau is your master, your commander. Okay. It says they will stamp their the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked, cut. See, pricked. It's going into your body, man, into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belong to. And there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their gods. Yeah, people that you got people doing that now. You ain't even got to tell them twice. All right, you don't have to tell them twice. They're right there to take it without a doubt. All right, they down with the system ASAP, so they'll stamp themselves with no problem as a token for their gods. All right, stigma also tells you right here, for recognition of ownership. Okay, scar of service. Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be. Because once you take on the image, they want to see how down and real you are for this image. So they're gonna what? They're gonna prick you. You have to show. All right, you are one of this society. I want to see you take this mark right here, man. So it can prove more, and we can see that when you scan yourself, you are one of us. Just like in the movie, what's that movie? My favorite movie, damn, with Denzel Washington. Can't get it out right now. Always watched the movie. I can't believe I forgot. Where he's running around, and basically at the bar they asked him to let me see your hands, because they wanted to see if his hands were shaking. All right, because they were eating human meat at that time, because they ain't had no meat. So you had cannibalism going on. But at the same time, he asked because he wanted to see if he had any marks on his hands. All right. Which the movie is, hold on real quick. I got it right here in front of my face. Actually, it's not in front of my face. It's in the living room. I thought it was in here though. But continuing on, what I really wanted out of here was let's go to this word MRK, because they're talking so much about identity, right? Salakia. Oh shit, I'm not in the right. All right, when you go into this word, which we already know, the MARK goes into charagma, all right, a stamp or an imprinted mark. Okay, when you go into that root word, it goes into karax, which this is what is going to be used, all right, to be able to put it into your skin. All right, that's why it says through the idea of scratching what the skin, the surface of the skin, sharpened to a point. Yeah, they have to have something sharp, which is going to be a stake, okay, or a pail, all right, which is what they use in the needle to push it into your skin, okay. And then it goes into grapho, which this is what I want, all right, to write with reference of the form of letters, all right, yeah, because we already know everything. This goes, grapho basically goes into the data of how they're going to be able to compose data, take away data, all right, give more information if they want, directions, you being a whole GPS, like it tells you here, to give information. All right, how do we do? We live in the fourth industrial revolution, the internet of things. How do we give information today? Everything is done through digital system. All right, but what I really wanted out of here was to delineate, okay, letters on a tablet, parchment, paper, or other material. That word delineate. Let me open another tab. Definition of delineate. All right. So delineate goes into describe or portray something precisely. Going into what? All right. Identify. Identity. You see? Because that's what it's going to be able to do. The system is going to be able to pinpoint you to the T, man. Your characteristics is going to be able to define your whole face. This is why they want you with this facial recognition everywhere now. Even I don't even know if brothers have realized. I know when I made my new channel, that's when I started to pick up. And then the brother that I teach with, he even brought it to my attention. He was the one that brought it to my attention first. But YouTube, now for you to jump on YouTube and be able to do certain shit, you have to actually give them your ID, or you got to do a face recognition thing, man. That shit is bugged out. I ain't never had to go through that. All of a sudden, that's what they're pushing out. Okay. I just did my unemployment, all right, when they let my ass go, all right, and that was about 2 months ago, which I ended up getting penalized for anyway on some dumb shit. But here it was, me trying to get my unemployment. They wanted me to do the same thing. Now they ask you for all types of crazy ass documents. They actually ask you to put your face in a facial recognition app, so they could get your whole face. And a good thing, the water how about Shimmy I was shot, I didn't get my face because my beard was too big. I didn't fit in the picture. So I was just like, thank you, the water about Shimmy I was shot. All them bare face, little effeminate ass faces you see, they easily fit right on the screen. All right, but brothers that have beards, man, our faces ain't gonna fit on there. All right, but never mind that. All right, so like I said, it goes into describe. All right, to delineate, to describe or portray something precisely. All right, so they're going to be able to tell, they're going to be able to identify if you are one of this system. All right, if you are one that follows the ways of this society. Okay. It also says indicate the exact position of a what? Of a person. They're going to be able to trace you, like it tells you right here. Trace. Okay. Delimit. The mark the boundaries and limits of. Ooh, you see? because yeah, you're not they're basically marking you, saying that you are limited. All right, your boundaries are in everything in this society. But if you don't take it, well, then you are limited to your boundaries. You have no limits. You can't. You're not going to be able to partake in this society. Okay. Look, represent. Delineate means to represent. Yeah, to represent the beast system. This is why they want you to put it in your hand so you can constantly show. And then you're going to be able to show them who you belong to. Remember, there's 13 bloodlines that rule the world, man. You can belong to any one of them 13. You might belong to the Rothschilds. You might belong to the Bilderbergs, all right, to the DuPonts, whatever. Because they are going to have different multiple C-hips, all right? They got to make it sound good. Just like your phone, just like your PlayStations. They're always bringing out new ones, new systems, all right? They're going to do the same with that, okay? So let me go back to that grapho. All right, just to bring it out, to delineate letters or form on a tablet, parchment paper, or other material. All right, but like I said, the word delineate, just use the wisdom. All right. What else we got in here? That was the point on that anyway. Just wanted to bring that out. So now let me go back to this. This is that article I was talking about. All right, identity in the digital world. And basically, what they were kind of going into. We could look at the contents right here. Identity shaping social contracts. All right, digital identities in our daily lives, which that's where I'm about to go anyway. Let's read this right here. It says priorities for collaboration. Let's see what this is. All right, it says government, private sector, and civil society communities from the World Economic Forum Network have identified 6 priority areas for collaboration to help shape digital identities of the future. It says moving the emphasis beyond identity for all the identities that deliver user value, create metrics and accountability for good identity, building new governance models for digital identity ecosystems, promoting stewardship of good identity, encouraging partnership around best practices and interoperable interoperability. Yeah, I mean operability, interoperability, where inappropriate, appropriate, Salakia, innovating with technologies and models and building a library of successful pilots. All right, as the International Organization for Public-Private Cooperation, the World Economic Forum offers a platform for such collaboration that advances the practice of good identities and maximizes value to individuals. All right. Let's go into that. Identity, shaping social contracts. All right, this is what I wanted. All right, let's see if I can open this up. There you go. All right, so this is what the identity in everyday lives consist of. All right, and this is how you know this is going to turn into the MOTB, because every single thing you see in this circle, all right, is able to be used on an RFID. All right, you're going to be able to have your healthcare records in there, all right, for users to. That's why when you go into this right here, the Grapho Strong. Let me jump back in there real quick. The Grapho Strong. it says things not to be written down, not to be forgotten. See, things not to be forgotten. Write down, record. Okay. So the same here. All right, they're gonna be able to record everything of your health care. All right, so for users to access insurance, treatment, to monitor health devices, wearables, for care providers to demonstrate their qualifications. Now, this is the next thing that's coming out. Smart cities, man. Smart cities, 15-minute smart cities is everywhere. They're starting to bring them out. All right, they have them set up already. All right, they just haven't granted you access because they haven't pushed out the whole agenda yet. All right, once it's made mandatory, this is what you're gonna see. Smart cities, which you brothers have put up videos. I did a video not too long ago with a whole. This guy walked into a gas station. He was taking a trip, and he had to stop for gas, and it was like in the middle of nowhere. And he said when he got up in there was nobody in there. It was just straight machines, and everything had to be done with a card. There was no cash or nothing. All right. And that's how it's going to be in these smart cities. Everything's just going to be digitalized for the Internet of Things. Everything has to be done with a swipe. Okay. It says to monitor devices and sensors transmitting data such as, you see, transmitting data going back into Grapho. Okay. As energy usage and air quality, traffic congestion. All right. Then you have telecommunications. All right. Yeah. We're no longer going to have to be using phones and shit like that. All right. At first, when they come out with these digital IDs, they'll probably be through the phone and all that. But eventually, they're going to get rid of all the phones because you yourself are going to be your phone. I did a video again a while back. I did a production video where I had a girl. She didn't have no phone or nothing, but she basically took a surgery to her eyes. She put the MOTB up in her brain. And then she was able to control everything through her mind. She wanted to take a picture. She just blinked her eyes. She was taking pictures with her eyes. All right. She was able to make things come out on her arm, and she could make like the, what is that thing in the school that they use? The projects when they do the projector screens. She was able to do like projector screens, just making it come out in thin air. All right. All because she's connected to these things. All right. So telecommunications is going to be out the way. You're going to be the phone yourself. All right. It says e-government for citizens to access to use services, file taxes, vote, collect benefits. You see that right there is going to, oh man, it's going to grab people's attention because they're what are they talking about right now? Oh, would you take the MOTB for $2,000, you know, add it onto your card or whatever? You see, that shit's going to make people fall. They're going to tell you, oh, we'll clear out for your debt. You don't have to worry about anything no more. You don't have to owe no more money. All right. Your taxes will come so quick. You don't have to go through all the process of waiting and all that. All right. Let's go on social platforms. We already know that's the number one. That's the fucking devil right now. All right. This is how all these philosophies and all these different ways to lead you astray is being shown, man, through social platforms. Okay. It says social interactions to access third-party services that rely on social media logins. Okay. E-commerce. It says to shop, to conduct business transactions and secure payments. You see? Making it sound good. Yeah, you can secure your payments even better. All right. You'll be able to make all transactions happen. You can shop for anything you want, you know, worldwide. Damn, it's 5:21 in the morning, huh? And then it says humanitarian response to access services to demonstrate qualifications to work in a foreign country. All right. Travel mobility. This is another one that's going to get everybody right here, man. You know how many people love, especially these fucking women. They're all about getting their trip and looking for that sugar daddy that could take them trip to trip. Well, you're not going to be able to get it, all right, unless you have this ID, which is going to eventually lead to what? To the MOTB, the Rice Krispie treat. You're not going to be able to take trips and go here and there, All right, unless you have that. Okay, you're not going to be able to buy food. All right, you're not going to be able to sell food unless you have that. Okay, financial services to open bank accounts, carry out online transactions, whatever. All right, y'all get the point. Everything that's in this circle, man, is going to go right into one thing, that Rice Krispie treat. Okay, which I think when I was reading it, they kept using biometrics, which biometrics, that's how you know it's going to go into your body, because bio being the body and the metrics going into I forgot what the metrics go into, but you know, basically data. All right, so it's going to be data of the body. Look, so as a matter of fact, right here, look, it says right here, may include inherent data attributes such as biometrics. That's the only thing. That's the only thing they put, or assigned attributes such as the names of national identifier numbers. All right, but that's the goal. They want it to be biometrically put into your body. All right. Let me go back to over here. You know what, Slocky? Hold on. Let me go back to that. I think there was one more piece I had in here. Digital haves and haves nots. Nah. No choice, no trust, no rights. No. 5 good elements of good identity. It says fit for purpose, a good digital identity. Yeah, because you have to remember also they have that they want that social credit system like they got in China. They want that shit out here too. All right, which this is going to go part of that. That social credit system is going to go in hand with this digital ID also. All right. Then they want to give you the basic universal basic income, the UBI. So like, should keep going out. All right. It says fit for purpose. A good digital identity offers a reliable way for individuals to build trust in who they claim to be, to exercise their rights and freedoms, or in their eligibility to carry out digital interactions with more and more digital transactions between people with no pre-existing relationships and involving AI bots. Yeah, because that's what this whole thing is about, the digital takeover, man. They don't need you. That's why they want you in universal basic income. They don't want you to work. They want machines to take over. All right. They don't have to pay you if you're sitting at home. All right. It's cheaper for you to get paid monthly with the same, income coming in every month than to be getting paid daily, hourly. You see? So they're taking that out the way. Inclusive. It says an inclusive digital identity enables anyone who needs it to establish and use a digital identity free from the risk of discrimination based on their identity related data. And that's another thing, with all that shit is no discrimination, all these transformers and all these fagonometry rainbow users. All right. Yeah, they don't want to be discriminated no more, because this is their earth, man. This is their world, and they love the benefits that's in it. Okay. It says a useful digital identity offers access to a wide range of useful services and interactions and is easy to establish and use at present. Many digital identities have one risk and repetitive requirements and limited uses. 4, offer choices. Individuals have choice when they can see how systems use their data and are empowered to choose what data they share for which interaction, with whom and how, and for how long. Such control is currently rare. In its absence, individuals increasingly face the risk of privacy breaches, identity theft, fraud, and other abuses. All right. See, this is another way of, dragging them in. all right, that you'll have privacy and, identity theft won't be as much. Well, it won't be at all, fraud, none of that. All right, but we know that there ain't no such thing as privacy because these devils is monitoring your every single move. All right, just like when they tell you secure is bullshit too, because ain't nothing secure. Because if the government wants to get into your shit, they just gonna run up in your shit and take it. All right, you ain't gonna say nothing about it. Okay, so it really ain't secure. All right, but it says security includes protecting individuals, organizations. All right, protecting individuals. What individuals? What organizations? All right, because we know that this devil loves to protect anything that's wicked, basically. All right, devices and infrastructure from identity theft, unauthorized data sharing, and human rights violation. Such security is often inconsistent at present, in part because identity information is scattered throughout the digital sphere. All right. Then talk about 5 good elements of a good identity: useful, inclusive, fit for purpose, which we just read. All right. This is the identity system archetypes: centralized, federate, and decentralized. All right. Then it goes into the strengths and all that. Again, if you brothers want to, go into this article, all right, just put in WEF Insight Report, and it'll come up. All right, but that's the point on that anyway. This is long as hell. This is what I was talking about earlier, how everything is set up. The archetypes. These are all the connections. I don't know why it's sideways like that, but these are all the connections throughout the world. All right, this is how you know that everything's gonna be able to connect from throughout the 4 corners of the earth. All right, but that's the point on that one. Let me just jump back into here. All right. So I just showed you that. It says digital IDs are an effective tool against poverty. All right, another way to brainwash you. All right, here it is. They're trying to make it seem like it's going to help you in your poverty. All right, but it's going to put you more in more poverty. Okay. It says digital IDs is a critical piece of digital public infrastructure. Digital ID systems are one of the 3 pillars of what's known as the digital public infrastructure, DPI. The others are digital payment systems and data exchange systems by connecting people and making it easier to move money and share information. DPI is in many ways the modern day equivalent of the roads and bridges that helped reshape economies in the 19th century. All right, but the thing is that this ain't gonna reshape no economy because this place is being brought down to naught. All right, Esau's rulership is done. All right, he had a limit. All right, like the scripture said. All right, that he his days are numbered. All right, he's only has months now. All right, how many months we don't know, but you can't look at it as years no more. You have to look at it as months. We don't have too much time here, man. All right. It says researchers say that DPI can help low and middle income countries, which is bullshit. All right, because there's gonna be no more middle. The middle's out the way now almost. Okay, it's either you're gonna be broke as hell. All right, you're gonna be poor or you're gonna be rich. All right, and we know that the rich, all right, the 1% that rules the world is not gonna allow anybody to get rich with them unless they are of their lineage, of their bloodline. All right. So middle class is out the way, man. All right. So it says can help low and middle income countries leapfrog traditional stages of development, lift millions out of poverty, and spur economic growth. Bullshit. All right. DPI is a digital network that enables countries to safely and efficiently deliver economic opportunities and social services to all residents. DPI can be compared to roads, which form a physical network that connects people and provides access to a huge range of goods and services. DPI allows people to open bank accounts and receive wages faster and more easily. It allows governments to support citizens more quickly and efficiently, especially during emergencies, and it enables entrepreneurs to reach customers far and wide. All right. That's the point on all those little articles I was just showing. Let me jump into these scriptures, and I'll call it a day from there. Well, not a day, but on this lesson. Second. This is, let's go to Habakkuk. My shit is dying. You can tell. It's not moving the way it wants to. This is Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. All right. And you know, it's been a long time coming at the end of the day, and we're finally here. All right. The visions are speaking. All right. They're being made plain upon the tables through the men of the Lord, which have the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. They are not coming out of their own interpretation, their own mind, or leaning to their own understanding, man. Everything is through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, which brothers believe wholehearted that we in those times. That's it. This is the end. Okay. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. All right. And we're going to live by faith. We walk by faith, not by sight. But this devil can never walk by faith because he has no faith. He's not a man of the Lord, man. The Lord is not in his thoughts. Okay. This is the point I want, though. It says, yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, meaning philosophy. All right. He is a proud man. All right. The pride of thine heart has deceived thee. Neither keepeth at home. Yeah, because he's a wanderer. He's a fugitive and a vagabond. All right. He has no home. And if wherever he sleeps at, he shits at. All right. He shits where he sleeps. Okay. He could care less about his own people. All right. Who enlargeth his desire as hell. That's right. Because that's what the true hell is. When the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So we're constantly living in hell. All right. And because our people love their oppressor, they have made a covenant with hell and death. Okay. And is as death and cannot be satisfied. Yeah, because this devil's all about death. All right. Just like it tells you in, let's grab that real quick. Proverbs 4 and 14 or 16 is the point. All right. For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. All right. So let's go back to Habakkuk. 2 and 6. Yet also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death and cannot be satisfied. All right. But gathereth unto him all nations. And how is he going to gather all nations together and heap onto him all people? All right. With this Rice Krispie treat, man. All right. The image of that beast that they want you to worship. Okay. Shall not all these take up a parable against them, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that laddeth himself with thick clay. All right, meaning what? Debt. All right, which America is always telling you they're in debt of something. Okay. But it says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake and shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. And how they spoil many nations? By making a drink of their fornication, man. Made them take on the ways of America. All right, which I just posted I'll give you a quick example of one. All right, I'll give you a quick example one. Let's look at this one. Actually, let me bring this out since I got it right here. Since we are cashless here, uh, oh, it has no sound. Oh, that's Satan right there. That's some bullshit. Let me see if I could hold on. Let me see if I can grab the sound from my phone. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Salaki, bear with me. Hold on. Oh, what's up with this phone today, man? This phone's tripping. So yesterday, went to a water park, right, with the family, and look at this nigga. Wow. Calm down. Went to a water park, right, and I'm gonna post it in my story. It was cash. So yes. So I guess he was basically going into it was cash only. Hold on, let me see. Yeah. Okay, went to a water park, right, with the family, and this nigga. Wow. Calm down. Went to a water park, right, and I'm gonna post it in my story. It was cashless, period, all over the park. You couldn't use no dollars, none of that. Only credit card, okay? What? They setting everything up. Everywhere's gonna be like that. All the major parks. And it's funny he said that too because he ain't lying because I took my daughter not too long ago to Great Adventures around my way, which we have one of the biggest ones. And it was the same thing in there. You couldn't walk around with no cash in there. You had to grab your cash and take it to an actual machine to convert that money into an actual card. And then you walk around the whole entire park with the card. So, you know, what he's saying is true, man. This shit is happening everywhere and people they're not realizing it because a lot of people have credit cards and things like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't use cash. That's why it's that much easier to just eliminate the cash already because people are into their cards and their cash apps on their phones and shit like that, man. All right, but let me grab what I wanted. Damn, I posted that many things today. There you go. So this is a way of showing you how America makes everybody else drink of her wine or for fornication. All right, it says Brazil Supreme Court has ruled that homophobia is now punishable by prison. All right, so now you could be as flamboyant and as big as a flamer you want in Brazil, and if you got something to say about it, they put your ass in prison, man. All right. So right here shows you that Brazil just drank the wine of her fornication. And this is why eventually, all right, they're going to end up turning, all these other countries are going to end up turning against her, man. Turning against America. All right, they're gonna hate her, like it says right here. Shall not all these take up, all right, a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, "Woe to him that increases that which is not his." Yeah, because everything he go to everybody's hometown and just snatches their shit, takes it away. All right. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake and shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Yeah. But thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of my people shall spoil thee because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land and of the city and of all that dwell therein. Okay. So what did it tell you in Obadiah? It tell you in Obadiah that, you know, the ones that were once in league with you, all right, are no longer going to be in league with you. Come on. All right. This is 1 and 7. All right. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat of thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. And, you know, you see that happening with how all these other nations are leaving the dollar and they're going to the BRICS nation. You see, they have deceived thee. You thought they were at peace with you, all right, and they are prevailing against them as we speak. Okay, and eventually, like I said, all the allies of America, they will all turn against America because of the ways they are. They're tired of the fornication, all right, that they continue to consume of this damn devil, all right. But yeah, that's pretty much the point. All right, it was just a quick. It was supposed to be a quick update, but hey, it's all the spirit. All right. So, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. So, with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Haloyim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kodash, the Balamas, the elders and apostles, great millstone, who do well. Blessed. As a matter of fact, you know what? I do got one more. I forgot to close it out with that. That's what it was. And then I'll close it out. This is Ecclesiasticus. That's where we were. Basically saying not to believe this devil. All right. Because everything he's pushing out right now is sweet lips. All right. This is 12 and 16 in Ecclesiasticus. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. All right. And this is why we don't believe anything this devil says. We don't trust him for one bit, because everything that he does, all right, he has an agenda behind it. All right. He tries to act like he's helping you, but he's definitely trying to undermine you and throw you into a pit. All right. And once he got you there, he's not going to be satisfied with just blood, man. He wants you. He wants your body. He wants your soul. He wants it all, because he wants to play the role of God. All right. Lord, he wants to play the Lord's role. All right. Of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, but there's no God beside him. All right. So, hey, hopefully you were edified on the update. All right. We're going to continue to keep watching what's going on through the spirit. With that being said, Shalom, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Barakatah. Shalom, shalom.